Hello and welcome to Geometry Vocabulary Basics. We're going to look at a bunch of terms that you probably already know, but we want to make sure that we're on the same page with things. So first of all, a point. A point is an exact position or a place. So for example, something like this. If I just wanted to represent this point, I would just say point D. Okay? It's just that place, it's no place else. We always use a single capital letter to represent that. Okay, but a line extends infinitely in two directions. So if I wanted to talk about this whole line going on and on forever, I could represent this a couple different ways. I just need to make sure that I name it by using 2 points on the line. So I could call this line line DE and put arrows so it keeps going on and on forever. Or another 2 points would be JE, that would also mean the same line. Or I could even say DJ, and that would be the same line. These all are names for this kind of a line. Okay? Now a line segment is just a portion of that line where it starts and stops. So for example, if we just wanted to represent from here to here, okay, well then I would just write D, J, and I put a line with no arrows over it. Or if I wanted to represent, let's say, this part from J to E, start and stop, J, E, a line segment but no arrows because it's stopping there. A vertex is a point where two lines meet to form a corner. So for example, if I have a line and another line, let's say here a line and another line, okay, this we could call a vertex. Anytime you have multiple vertexes, the plural for that is vertices. Okay, so we'd say the vertex of an angle perhaps. A ray, part of a line that starts at one point and extends infinitely in one direction. So something like this would be if I wanted to represent just this part here. Let me erase what I had before. If I just wanted to talk about from, let's say, D going to the right, that is a ray. So I would write that as DE perhaps, with an arrow only going in one direction. Or I could also even write that as DJ, with an arrow going in one direction. Okay? Now if I have two rays, and they're joined at their endpoint, let's say I've got ray AB, and I've got another ray AC, that share this common vertex of A, this forms an angle. And the angle is named using 3 letters, but the vertex, see there's point A, the vertex, must be in the middle. So I could call this angle BAC, or I could call it angle CAB. As long as this vertex is in the middle, I'm okay. So when I look at an angle, I better see that this middle letter is the vertex. Okay, now if we're talking about the measure of an angle, now we're talking about how big it is. A big angle is going to have higher numbers, a smaller angle is going to have smaller numbers. So something like this is a very small angle. The measure of this is only 10 degrees, but this is a much bigger opening. This would have an angle measure of 80 degrees. Okay, so that's what we mean when we say angle measure. It's often represented like this. We'd say measure of angle B, or measure of angle ABC is 80 degrees. Here we would say the measure of angle HCI is 10 degrees. Because we're talking about the measure of it. When you see the M, that means we're talking about the number. Okay, we've got a couple different kinds of triangles here. Scalene means none of them are the same length. So draw a picture of a triangle. This isn't great, but we would want to mark it so that this is one length, this is another length, and this is a very different length. All of them are different. That's a scalene triangle. Isosceles is where 2 of them are the same length. I tried to make an isosceles triangle here where it looks like these 2 are the same, and this one is different. If only 2 sides are the same, it's called isosceles. And anytime all 3 sides are the same, it's called equilateral. Also, you could call it regular, because remember, regular means all sides and all angles are equal. So I hope this helped just remind you about some of these vocabulary terms. Have a great day.